quick ban.
I love it.
I'm gonna cut our music here so that we don't get
We've gotten the scheduling so much better.
DMCA.
We're seeing one.
It's perfect timing. Okay, Urgot, not a surprise for us, right? This is kind of what we expected.
Yep, Clone taken. Clone's mid lane Yorick picked on banned away. I don't believe Light Show plays Yorick at all. So this is it's a little bit of a funny ban, the mid Yorick. But he did get solo bolo first blood with it last week. It's part of the highlights reel. Go check that out. Lovingly put together by Jags himself.
Oh, the highlight.
Thanks. The Gangplank ban coming away, and we're going to cut out Light Show's Gwen. So just fully targeted bans, which, you know, in a small league like the LCC, we come to expect. There's meta picks that develop, but really these power picks are one to watch out for. And we haven't seen like a huge meta pick that needs to be banned away. I can't think of one.
Yeah, it does feel pretty
Smolder,
niche from team to team, I would say, at the moment. There are 2 teams that don't play Smolder, and then 4 teams that do, so it is banned out a good bit. But it does really feel very targeted every week. And here, again, it
Smolder,
seems
Mumu, Maokai,
this
or
seems
some
to
like
be
trends we see.
The answer into Targon is Urgot, Gangplank, Vayne. Those are the 3 every week that are getting banned out. So, you know, this should be, you know, no strange territory for Targon.
It's to plan, right?
Yep. We'll see what they.
Even if it's not what they want,
with.
it is to plan. And so Carly's Ezreal being taken away.
And kind of interesting though, because again, as we mentioned in the show, in the pre-show, the Tristana much more prevalent in the way that they have been playing, the way that they've been picking and drafting. So Maokai on the board, but Braum is hovered here as the first pick. Braum also, I mean, also a great pick.
Is Ezreal particularly strong right now? I don't think so. No, the numbers don't say that he is. Weird. Curious. Yep, that could be one to look at for next week if they want to continue with the Ezreal. But Braum coming out, so accurately predicted there. We can pat ourselves on the back a little bit.
Yep, called
it's not a Maokai, but it is a Braum. So Braum, it's Freljord Frost, it's fitting, but a well-known pick for Bassoon, going to be quite comfortable down there, and Carly's going to love getting Tristana on top of that.
Volibear, so this really is probably for this is probably for Dreadless, right? For Dragon in the jungle.
I would imagine. I expect that Frank Ward can play it, but I don't think it is one of his known picks.
All right, and Kai'Sa picked up
here. There's the Kai'Sa, so gonna be happy there. There's the
I like that.
Everybody's happy so far. Everybody's getting what they want. Like Carly, don't do it. No. Just play Tristana. Whatever.
Lilia Misfortune is locked here. I think, you know, hey, let him cook, you know. Misfortune much stronger.
I think Misfortune doesn't play very strong into Kai'Sa, in my opinion.
In the lane phase does, but definitely able to outplay it in, you know, later on. Rakan picked up here. I believe this is going to go to Oreganon. So Oreganon on the Rakan.
Misfortune does combo really well with Braum. I'm just really looking at the Carly specifically.
So you know, already some changes to our teams. I think Minty is going to need to have a good game here, and you know, if Targon wants to walk away with this. And there still are a couple of options. We haven't seen Clone or Minty's champions picked here in the draft yet, I don't believe. So, yeah, excited to see what comes out, honestly. I'm wondering, and Galio was banned away. There's a good answer. That could follow up on Rakan and Volibear very nicely. We'll have to see. I really want to see what Targon picks in their solo lanes. And it feels like Freljord has a bit of the pressure here, like they're exerting their will in this draft with Misfortune, Braum, and Lilia, of course, for TQ as well. I like the draft so far, Jason. This is one of our more standard heads-up drafts, and I think both these teams here in week 8.
Talk to me about the Yasuo ban, though. What's happening there? Is that like a light show special I'm not aware of?
I mean, I know that Clone plays a lot of solo queue, but it's not something that we've seen in any LCC matches so far.
Yeah, so I would be surprised to see him pull it out on stage. You're a coward, do it. But yeah, if it's in the match history a lot, that makes sense. And we have Ari Galio banned out against mid lane. So perhaps expecting this to be Volibear top instead of banning more tops, or just they're not scared of any of the other tops.
Yeah, I think kind of baiting out the Ornn. He is somewhat Frank somewhat of a reputation for being a two trick, and
I mean,
so with his
I'm pretty stinking happy with Volibear Kaiser Rakan with an Ornn on top.
I mean the scaling will be very nice.
And
Syndra
Syndra,
blind
so
here, so they're gonna give
oh,
him the
the Frank
counter.
R5.
So
Yes.
I do like this angle. Light Show is gonna have to play something he's comfortable with that has a small counter pick pool. So let's see what they answer. Into Syndra. Syndra is there could be some spicy picks. The RE taken away. I don't think he's gonna go with something like an Orianna, although that would pair really nicely with Misfortune and Lilia, um, and it'd be fine into Syndra. I think instead it's a
So
takeaway
Ornn taken
Ornn
away.
here.
So as we
It's a nice
mentioned, every
heads up
time it
play.
gets picked
Yep.
for Targon, as for Frank, Ornn, very safe blind pick. You can really just scale into the late game, but we have to know Frank is going to know the ins and outs of this. So I wonder what counter pick he has prepared.
I like that a lot. I mean, Gwen is the number one counter pick, and you can see they've banded away themselves. So another AP top could work, but at that point,
Yeah, it's a bit of a
you're
nice
wondering where the
trap there.
damage and
Light Show
Ziggs.
is the Gwen.
Ziggs is picked up, so this will be a Syndra favored lane, and then Ziggs will scale into it really nicely and be
Yep.
a range threat, but kind of well, not counter picking necessarily, but opting into a losing lane. We'll phrase it that way.
Yep. Syndra should have all the agency, and we've got a
And
set locked in.
Set is really
I like
exciting
that.
because this is the exact composition. I mean, ostensibly the exact composition that they ran when they had Chaffel sub in, and you can see they've tried to get back to
They
what
truly
worked
said
for
it
them.
really worked with Chaffles.
It
Let's
was
ship
so
it again.
easy, yeah.
It worked great. Do it again.
As we've got the Freljord Frost facing off into the Targon Titans. Freljord on the
Perps
blue
calling
side.
out the league, saying if my brother's doing this well, then I might be too good for the league. We see Light Show copying the same strategy we've seen Frank pull out. The orange just holding item purchase until a little bit later on. We've got 5 points, and we're going to think just have the
No,
whole
this is
team
our first
revealed
level
right
one.
there.
This is our first level one all year
Yep.
because the
Freljord looking in, but they are on
it's
vision,
spotted
so
out.
nothing will come of it.
Dragon with a nice ward, and he is look at how he just backs away. He's
They need to
completely
get to lane. They are holding too
seeding
long. They're
jungle.
used to the old stuff. You gotta get her moving. Dragon looks like he's just gonna
The
walk
thing
back
is,
in.
yeah, TQ they had the invade, they took everything, but then TQ walks away. So Dragon is on vision, but
It is total
everybody's gonna know
information
that
for both
jungle started
teams.
bot. Yeah, very
Yep.
interesting.
So in the end, a wash. We'll see how it affects the lanes. As Freljord Frost definitely got to lanes slightly late. It looks like mid's going to be a bit of a not going to be too big of an impact for either team, but definitely not going to see a level 2 power spike out of Freljord Frost on the bot side. Always a hazardous one against a Braum.
All right,
But
so
Agateo and Regan letting off the gas, so perhaps we'll see them come through.
and Elytra doing the exact same item build that Frank has done in every Ornn game, where it's refillable pot first into purchasing in lane. So nice
Engage bot
knock
side.
up here as the grand entrance comes through. But here's the counter stun from Braum, and Bassoon and Carly handle that play nicely. Oregon and Chunkdown does have some pots, so we'll be able to kind of slowly heal up and find a way back with the next engage. It looks like Dragon not going to gank bot, so that early form.
Frank Rachoni has an understanding of this matchup, looking very comfortable so far. Of course, the CS difference is not real yet. All of those creeps are going to push into Light Show, but definitely has a lot of pressure on him. And looking for a cheater reset to start off the game. I like that. Nice crash timing. In the boots pickup. That is going to be an annoying set. Clone finding a lot of nice poke in the mid lane on Dementi. It's kind of the trick in the Syndra Ziggs matchup. For Ziggs, you just want to make sure that Syndra's not able to walk up on you and out DPS you with easier to land spells while also being able to cast them while moving around. Makes it very difficult to land bombs sometimes, and just trading with autos isn't going to cut it.
Taking a look
letting
at
the wave
mid
come
lane
into
a
him.
little bit closer as our junglers are still clearing out. We see TQ on top side. How should this
Flash
lane?
forced out topside for Light Show.
Oh, nice play. How should this lane mid go? And it does look like Clone has a nice bit of pressure here, landing good poke on a Minty. Scatter the Weak comes across, but this is more Zig's
I mean, you
favorite than I
saw
would
it
have
go
thought.
there. But you say that, but Ziggs was full HP and Minty was not, and then one trade, Clone is knocked to half. So it is really, I think Syndra has the priority in damage in most trades, but it's going to come down to the wave management. Syndra is not able to do that when it's under Clone's tower, so I think it was really just over shoving early on and misallocating the spells instead of looking for poke on a Clone. But Clone's priority is to protect his HP as Ziggs, but we may have some no no action
It
on the
does
bot
look
side.
like
Almost
Dragon.
happened.
Dragon was wary of getting double scuttled there. Did make sure that he got moved over. I mean, yeah, Clone with the
I like the
steady
looks out of
chip
Dragon
damage.
so far. It's a new flexible look. Resetting on the ward will be interrupted
Oh,
by the
nice
bowling
stop.
ball.
Yep.
Yep. On vision, so nice nice proactive play to cancel that.
Good heads up play here.
And
All
really,
right.
as long as if back to for mid lane, as long as no kill happens, it's not going to matter too much after 6 for Minty. So there's a CS difference. It's one wave, but Minty just needs to get Lost Chapter, and then we'll be feeling a lot more comfortable. But definitely not looking familiar with this matchup at the moment, and dropped very low by a nice bomb toss from Clone.
Yep. Frost bot lane able to get that reset off just in the nick of time. Frank, the level up here. Lysho will immune the stun, but still takes a good chunk of damage. But trading back pretty nicely to be down a level and handling himself in this lane. Frank, a nice CS lead up here, but that's what you would expect out of the Set Ornn matchup early on.
Yep, wave pushing slowly back into Light Show, unless he shoves the wave back out himself. So as long as he plays safe, should be fine up here. Frank, we're ticking over to 6. Full level advantage on Light Show at the moment.
And has
Brings down towards
flash, so
Dragon.
could look for, if Lysho steps up too far, we could see him flash past and suplex even further back, and that would
Targon are
be
aware that this
enough
Dragon has
distance.
started.
But okay, this is our first big fight. Bassoon is going to land a nice winner's bite here onto Minty. Minty level 6 though, and several of
Dragon
these players
2,000 health.
not quite level 6. Agateo here on the side looking to find a way in. Dragon will be burst down, the focus and first blood as Frost already winning it, but the counter kill is there. It's 1-for-1 so far as Dragon, or as jungler for mid laner, but Dragon going over to Freljord.
Targon
A couple
shows
more
split.
autos. Minty will get stopped here. Agateo is full HP. Can they turn and burn onto Bassoon? A bit more damage. They need Minty's damage to come through. They do find the one. The Scatter Weak finds none. Carly and TQ for the 2 of Freljord, but what can Agateo, Oreganon, and Minty find on the backside of this? It looks like Misfortune will push them off. It's a 2-for-1, but Freljord pick up the Dragon. Jason, pick your poison. Which way would you have had it? 2 kills or just 1 and the Dragon?
I think 1 and the Dragon is better for the late game angle. Let's see where the gold went. It went over to our Minty on this mid lane carry and Agateo. So I'm pretty happy with where the gold has gone, though. Typically, I prioritize that objective.
Grand entrance here from Oreganon, but it's right as Bassoon gets back, and this is a fight they might not want to take. Agateo in a lot of danger, and he will go down. The timing from Bassoon, just walking back from base after that fight, gets there just in the nick of time, and Freljord picks up a big win on the back end of that play. So 2-2, they win a 2v2 in lane. Just an overextension from Targon, really.
Yep, gonna want that one back. Just trying to play it close, and their best opportunity to try to find a win in the 2v2, I think, is before level 6. Kai'Sa and Rakan having a stronger engage, but after Bassoon and Carly unlock those ultimate combos, it's going to be brutal to engage while they're available.
Yeah, it does look like Oreganon is going to walk topside here, look to try and find a bit of priority, and playing towards Frank has not worked this season so far, but this is, again, the first time that they've gone to a champion like this. So kind of
very early. Agateo is going to be absorbing that solo experience bot. Is it ticked over to level 6? Carly just matching now. But Oreganon is like a minute early to these Kevin spawn.
Yeah, Bassoon is here as well, though. I think that this is kind of a heads-up play, and this is how both of these supports want to play. They want to help their junglers. Clone with a nice satchel.
Showing up with wards ready, and now Oreganon's team not there, so the wards that he put down are completely wasted. That's what I'm looking at for the timing.
Yeah, and all 4 of Freljord are already here. Dragon, we see him there on the red buff, so the Kevins will just go down, and this is turns into just a waste of time from Oregon, as the call is to not contest. Instead, they commit all 4. It
Yep,
looks like
Dragon focusing his jungle clear, and the waves just getting shoved out for the rest of the team. Looks like Frankward, though, prioritizing his lane, which is what I was calling for. You see him setting up a freeze, and he's making Light Show come to him. He wants to force this advantage. The Soon up here with a
yeah,
frostbite
and there's the
applied and
nice timed knockup, but a beautiful shield there from Frank will get him out of any danger, and he's up 30 farm now at this point, really starting to put the hurt on. But Bassoon, a nice heads-up play, does get that wave shoved in fully under tower,
yeah,
and
breaking
the
the
freeze is broken.
is huge there. Don't think we need to spend Ignite on it, but I love the move up there to help out his top laner break that freeze. They have complete knowledge of where Dragon is, and so it should be very comfortable for Freljord Frost to play their lanes, knowing that he can't affect them. Clone gonna get his reset canceled by Minty here. Good, cancel himself.
Regan only level 5. They could use ultimates here in order to start a fight. Nice Winter's Bite will land early. Grand entrance from Oregon comes out. Bassoon decides not to take that moment to engage. And Oregon still only level 5. Winter's Bite will land here. Nice dodge away from Oregon over the wall. Will escape. So a little bit more jungler time wasted there, but this Lily is pretty quick. I'm not sure, how, how valuable Lilia time is, given the fact that she can just dance on over pretty quickly to anywhere.
Those bombs are scaling. We have both of our mid laners going for burn builds as we check in on how things are moving. Where's the gold advantages lie? We see a 400 gold lead in the bot lane for Carly, and we see a roughly 200 gold lead for Minty in the mid lane. So after that rough start, gotta feel nice, largely off the back of the last shove and plate take.
Really nice side steps here from Clone as the smooth and moves. But boom, there's the electrocute proc from Minty, and after basically a completely losing trade, he gets that electrocute proc to come through. Here it is, Scatter the Weak, landing the flash away from Clone, afraid of the unleashed power, and Minty, just the threat of the ultimate, gets the flash from his mid lane counterpart. So nice pressure here from Minty.
I love going for that pressure. Not quite level 9, which would be a bigger power spike, getting, I think, even that Syndra passive level up. But immediately after resetting, picking up Blackfire Torch and teleporting in, just going for the all-in. I love the pressure.
This is probably,
especially before this dragon.
Probably Minty's best early game so far this season, as we are prepped up to fight for another dragon. Engage here onto TQ. TQ, nice flash over the wall, and Bassoon is the one left in here. The Kaisa passive is stacking up, but Carly will be here to bail out the teammate. Here it is, the bullet time over top. Dragon finds it, but already both Minty and Dragon are down. Charmed will land across the team. Agateo, drowsy, now dead. Oregon, the last one remaining, and it's a 4-kill. It's triple kill for Carly and 4 for the Frost as they clean the fight. What a beautiful bullet time from Carly.
How did Minty die here? Was it Clone on the
just in the bullet time?
Just walked in. Damn.
Yep. Yep, not sure if they had that pixel ward. Not sure they had that bush warded, and Carly took advantage there. Superior
nice
positioning.
Freljord Frost. They found that combination. Even when they were so split, it looked like Bassoon was going to find it. But
a flash in from
really
Minty. Unleash power. It's a solo kill mid lane as Minty gets one back, and he needed to start to push this momentum. This is a really nice counter punch for
really
Targon.
Nice to see.
All right, it's a 4-kill hubris lethality misfortune as the grand entrance from Oregon is there. Winter's Bite counter. Look at this damage coming out, and Agateo will burn down. So much damage comes out of this lethality misfortune. Oregon will have to dash over the wall to get away, but already another death in lane.
I think Oregon just needs
here.
to calm down. You cannot be looking for these engages. Carly's 5-0 with the hubris stacking, and this early game build is just going to have more burst. I appreciate that the ultimate is down. There is an opening, but that's not the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is going to cost them another
Yeah,
So
glad Oregon's able to absorb this experience. Going to be good for him. Sitting at level 6 still, he needs those levels.
I will say,
Although he's got his full functionality, it's just going to make him so much easier to play.
so after
Light Show
Clone,
trying for a gank mid.
yeah, after Clone died there, immediately teleporting back, and because of this damage, already 3 down. Dragon the
Dragon
flash,
flash out.
flash stun onto Clone, but the Scatter of the Weak from Minty had just missed, just like literally moments prior, so it was still on cooldown there, and it does mean that Clone with no flash just gonna walk away from that one. So they
Yeah, a
do
bit of a
escape.
forced play, but Light Show unfortunately not able to connect with the ultimate over the top. The Forge God will whiff. And checking in on top lane, that's really where this game is staying even at all, is on the back of Frank, who's a full 1100 gold up on his other lane, on Light
Yeah,
Show.
already 50 CS ahead here at the 14-minute mark. This is, when we kind of consider the lane phase to start to end anyways. We're still in lanes for the moment, but it should kind of transition out shortly here.
I'm eyeballing
and
Dragon's
Oregonian being
build, and
pushed
I'm
in,
really
pushed
looking
in.
for
Yeah, and here comes the bullet time across both of Targon. So that is Carly's ultimate used out.
Ooh!
Nice double tap. Almost
Great double
finds
tap.
Agateo on the back of that.
So the bullet time is down. They've got a window, but they're gonna have.
They
a
don't
hard
have
time,
the
I
health
think,
bars
getting into
though.
this tower. They're gonna be looking for the
This
dive.
is 2
and they're
autos
completely
from
pushed off
Carly, and
another
it
wave.
would be a kill. Bassoon, really nice pressure here, and Clone is on the roam as well. Has that Ziggs bomb.
I love the punish.
Yep. And he's gonna look
Make it
for
a
it
stick.
anyways.
Oh, and it will pull the barrier, even though it's not a kill. And even more time is chopped off from Agateo trying to scale back into this game. Tower falls, so there will be room to farm on the side lane, but the gold continues to stack. 4,000 gold lead now for Freljord Frost.
Minty has a level advantage and should know that there's no ultimate here for Ziggs. So this is absolutely a kill angle, but just taking so much damage basically for free. Clone walks back into lane and wins it in a matter of moments.
Yeah, just uncertain about his pathing, and Minty wanders back and forth. Instead
Gets
of
that tower
down.
down as well with the Zig Satchel. Now the engage here onto Oregonin and Dragon. A nice Drowsy comes across both of the team. Dragon decides to engage, try and find something on the way back, but there are 4 members of Freljord, and it turns into a double kill. That was a last-ditch effort for a bad situation, and Freljord winning this fight again. Oregonin now trying to find a way in, misses the grand entrance. Will use the
fast.
quickness here, and they do find a kill. It goes over to Frank, so Frank getting onto the board here. This is very good. But the rest of Freljord is here. They can't push too much further in this lane, and Harold is going to go over to Freljord. So it's a small price to pay, but 67 CS lead here in the top lane.
It may seem like a small thing there, but finally playing to the top side of the map, and Frankward doesn't get to make it to the fight except for this one pick.
Really Clone's going to walk up here. Yeah, Frank is going to take this. Ultimate will come out as he's suplex under tower, and Clone, you got to know better than that. It's a solo bolo in the top lane as Frank finds Clone.
That's a showstopper. Bork set is one to watch out for. He is going to be trying for these rundowns, but forget all that. We're back to the Dragon, and Frank has teleport available, but no suplex if he wants to join.
All right, Scout of the Week for Minty going just wide again. They need to find some chip damage. I think Targon could win some of these fights if they're able to find a little bit of early damage. Teleport down from Frank, but there's no ultimate here. So this is going to be... and then Clone is up in 2 seconds, also has teleport.
So Freljord Frost are not looking to try to hold the space.
Clone teleporting to mid lane, so still not here. And the Dragon started down to half health. Here comes the bullet time over the wall. Dragon chucked down low, already down, does manage to find the smite. Call the Fortune is in. Dragon is down for both teams. The rest of Targon is on the run. Frank, we're trying to find something, but it's a double kill for Light Show as he shows up, and it's a big show time for the Freljord Frost.
Yep, I respect that the other 3 decided to cut their losses and run. I think you got the Dragon. You can tell that you're not going to win that fight. Pull out. Don't give over 5 deaths. You need to stall this game out, and getting that Dragon is doing that, and so you've already won what you needed. Now you need to defend these towers.
All right. Well, that will help Ornn start to come back online. in this angle. It is going to be ultimate forward from Agateo. Can he find a kill here onto Bassoon? Bassoon may be able to get out. The quickness goes down. It is going to be picked up by a Reganin. TQ is still here. So they are going to find
nice
Bassoon, but going over to Rakan as a yeah, but you know, good tempo find. We'll see if they're able to get anything back. It looks like Clone and Carly are on the way to defend this turret, so a recall in from Targon, but they find one.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the gold difference, and it's a 4,000 gold lead right now in the marksman's. So Carly sitting very comfortably above Agateo, but trying to find his third item at the moment. Going to be going for an Infinity Edge as Agateo's looking for his second completion.
Yeah, Carly definitely looking like the superior marksman in this matchup. Definitely, you know, a matchup that's favored towards Misfortune in the early game, but has taken advantage of that and really snowballed here with this lethality build. Now with a collector, I do expect even more kills to be picked up as this game goes on. However, you know, it's that 700 gold shutdown. That could be a big bounty that Targon might have their eyes on. So if they ever kind of cash that in, that could be a way that they get back into this game, at least from a gold perspective. But 6,000 gold up pre 20 minutes. Freljord Frost, the favorites, as we mentioned in the pregame show, looking good to their word here so far, about 20 minutes in.
Lightsho's going to be feeling so happy about his decision to go for match persist early on. Laning now into Minty, just a complete rock, unable to be pushed out. But still sitting 60 CS down on Frank. We're Reganin making this a 2v2 in the top side. There's nobody else to reinforce, but I think Carly's just going to be able to throw his wallet at the fight and come out on top. Frankward not wanting to give it away for free, though. And testing every moment. Love to see it. Every inch is yours on that side of the map. Make them take it from you. Lightshow looking for an engage.
Yeah, call the Forge God straight in onto Agateo. Dragon will stun, but the knockup is there. And a beautiful find from the rookie as he roams mid and gets his team a kill. Nice find there by Lightshow. Great heads-up play. Reganin with a quickness. That's the ultimate out. Is going to miss it onto Carly. Carly stunned with the Scout of the Week. The relentless, damage coming through from Minty, but it's not enough. The barrier out. It will survive. It's already 2 down as both the carries for Targon go down. Here comes the eepiness onto Dragon. They will decide to disengage, but that's a 2 for 0. Honestly, great heads-up play from Lightshow.
Looking for a pick, but yeah, a great find out of Lightshow, and then forcing a play when you're already down. It felt a little bit rough. I think it could have happened, but it was just not quite there. Maybe a moment too late.
Agateo.
Sometimes a moment is all it takes.
Position too far forward there, and Lightshow is there to capitalize on it. So yeah, Frank having himself a game, but
roaming on that Ornn. So nice heads-up plays trying to make impact with his with Call of the Forge God.
Honestly, Targon is looking like they're getting into a rough position in this game, but I do feel like in a lot of ways this has been one of their better showings. They've just run into a fantastic Freljord team that's poised and ready here as we tune up into the playoffs, our final regular season games. Freljord looking so strong here all season long, and this game is no different. A really nice draft from both these teams. Freljord heads up decision making in the pregame, and then great play here in game itself, kind of showing some good versatility from the solo laners. And Carly on a new pick.
I'm really looking for. I just think this Volbear pick and build have not lent themselves to the fights that they've tried to go for, and I think Reganin has been a little overeager to engage on the Rakan. He's finding the engage, but I just think it's not quite the right timing, and he needs to look to play to the
third dragon is up. The quickness comes in. Reganin is here in onto the back. Will not find Carly. Carly the bullet time across, but really splits the team rather than finding the damage. Engage here. Sky Splitter from Dragon, but Dragon already going down. Here's the showstopper from Frank trying to get onto Carly. Flash in onto Carly. Carly goes down, and Targon have found a way in. The teleporting from Clone, but it's going to be too little too late as the flash out from Lightshow, and Freljord has to tuck tail and run. They get the Dragon, but they lose the team fight, and Targon with some big kills and a big shutdown.
I didn't know that Overlord's Bloodmail came with a backpack that big, but Frank
Sniped
is
out.
looking to carry.
Ultimate from Minty down onto Clone. Will not be enough, however.
The dragon does go over to Freljord Frost, setting them at soul point for the Mountain Dragon Soul. But great play of Targon to show life and show that they can find these picks. It is doable. You can take down Carly. It's an immobile misfortune. So if you can find just a slow, just a little love tap, as it were, it can be done.
All right, it does look like we've got. I mean, they were able to at least keep the gold lead stagnant, and as both teams get more gold, that gold percentage difference, you know, if you can keep it at 6K, but both of you get more gold, it's a smaller percentage gap. So that's really what it's all about. We do see big item breakpoints coming in, though. It's basically 3.5 for Carly, 2.5 for Agateo. So if we can get that item finished for Agateo, I'd love to see Minty get some more gold here as well. Clone at 2.5.
Yep, Minty about to hit
see
like
the items
very
come through.
close to late game Syndra at 2 items, completed boots, and at around 100 stacks of Splinters of Power. We get to 120 stacks and Syndra's AP increases by 15%. So it's truly a huge power spike if we can just nudge it a little bit longer for Targon.
Yeah, the Splinters of Wrath up to 93 here. So that Unleash Power will be important to find, but Freljord is not afraid of
Frank,
the team fight. They're going to go right onto it. It is on Vision here. Yeah, no teleport from Frank means that this probably, they don't get a true contest here. Dragon might have to
calling for push bottom.
Find a Sky Splitter in. He is going to run straight at him. Will he find a way into the fight? The Bulletstorm in. He's cut down. Call the Forge God across. Does find Agateo and Oreganon on the back. And it's the quickness down from Oreganon. But already the objective taken. And he will be collected here. It's 2 kills as both Dragon and Oreganon again will drop.
I wish that grand entrance had been to try to get over the wall and run out after hitting everybody with the quickness. But commits to sacrificing himself. They try to go for the steal, and they trade for a single tower in the bot side. Frank getting more gold for himself, but just deciding, hey, I'm too far away, I don't have teleport. And I think Targon just having to make the best of a tough situation.
Alright, so at this point, Freljord has kind of slowly found ways forward, and now they are comfortable fighting at every objective, and they're only going to scale and get stronger with the ornaments. I do like the scaling on the side of Targon as well. The Kaisa will do well with gold. Okay, I will have to carry this then. Oreganon diving forward, but all 4 of Freljord are there in mid, and he will instantly be evaporated. There's no ult, there's no flash to get out of that one, so 1 W too far means that into the team with Baron he will go down, and Dragon and Frank are looking for something. Dragon has to flash out. He's caught out anyways. Look at that damage that came across. Now, a bit of desperation at this point coming out from Targon, turning on to Light Show. He's pretty tanky on Orin. Will be able to just kite this out and get away. It's more or less 2 for free here.
Why do we have a Hull Breaker? Okay.
The siege is coming in. It looks like they're Freljord has decided they don't need top lane to end this game. They're going to do it with just mid and bot. And so they will bring in this next wave. And actually they decide against it. They just use the Zig Satchel.
With that, I think we're looking at this this last dragon. 30 seconds to spawn. Baron is up onto Freljord Frost, but I think it will mostly time out after this dragon and reset are completed. So this will be the end of their power play. Teleport coming out from Frank where it doesn't want to be late.
Yeah,
Minty will be the last to arrive.
Interesting
20 seconds
teleport
out as this dragon
there.
spawns.
All of Targon are here. We will at least see a 5 versus 5 as an engage. Call the Forge God across all of them. A really nice Drowsy does land onto the backline. Frank already low on the side of this fight. Has to use that shield and is on the run. But a big miss from Clone as the bomb goes down. His team catches it up for him. A flash forward from Carly. A beautiful double tap, double kill as the Freljord Frost are going to turn their attention onto the Dragon Soul.
49 stacks on that hubris. A lot of damage, and we just see the results of Targon getting Frankward split away from them, and his Hysterics gauge is popped, and that feels like it's going to be a death knell unless there's a big mistake coming out of Freljord Frost.
Yeah, again, one of the better games from Targon all season. They just ran into a brick wall that is Freljord in this game. Freljord looking really strong this year, looking like a good contender. And, you know, again, if you're viewing this as a tune-up game or the tune-up part of the season, this is exactly the type of performance you'd want to see out of all these players. I think Clone at the 0-3 start.
TQ, pick up your red buff.
You could
TQ, your red buff.
Could find a couple areas to improve, but other than that, has been really good everywhere.
Epson with a mountain soul now. Bassoon, no fear at all. Completely alone, walking blind into the enemy jungle. Just at this point in the game, not fearing for his life in the least. I'm worried about if Targon is losing the Shopkeeper, as I know like Volibears like to go for this squishier like initial build. I'm just not the biggest fan.
The slow here from Carly is going to force the flash out, and here's the shield from Frank, but it won't be enough. And typically, Set is the one that you got to be afraid of, but this time it's the misfortune. Here's the call. The Forge God will peel, and look at the way that Carly can just turn 2 autos. It's a triple kill. This could be Carly's play here. It's a quadra kill. Let's see if Minty comes over. He's already had 1 pentakill this season. We'll see if he can hunt the Syndra down as we
wandering back over to his pool. At least gonna heal up before potentially fighting for it.
Frost Nation showing up with the subs. Minty's the last one. The bomb is there. We'll soften him up in tower range. Will they die for him? He decides they don't need it. It's going to be the end as Freljord Frost pick up a nice win here. 30 minutes in, slow and steady will win them that race.